Hey there everybody, it's Mike Delisio with another Dice Tower Daily Unboxing. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Zombicide 2nd Edition. Zombicide is a game from CMON that has been out for a long time. There's been a lot of different iterations of it. Black Plague, and you had Zombicide Invader, which was space themed. There's a Western one coming out. This is the classic Zombicide theming in a 2nd edition. 1 to 6 players in about an hour. Going to be a lot of minis in there, as you would expect. The zombies came from nowhere and destroyed the world we used to know. A few brave, ordinary people united and took up arms against the infected horde. So, a skirmish, miniature skirmish game, cooperative, playing as a team, trying to survive the zombie apocalypse. All right, so big box, going to be, again, a lot of minis in here. I'm not going to show every single mini in excruciating detail because we tend to keep these unboxing videos at a reasonable length, and we're just trying to give you an idea of what you're going to find inside the box. So here's a pretty thick rule and missions book. All right, so we'll just kind of take a look at this. Starts off with the components. We've got our tiles and 88 miniatures. So that's going to be a whole lot of the components here. We're going to have 12 survivors and 76 zombies and of different types: walkers, runners, abominations, and fatties. All right. And then it goes into more detail here. All right. So it says, this is interesting. It says from original Zombicide to 2nd edition. So it looks like maybe it's kind of giving you, here's what the differences are. So it says if you're a veteran player, what you need to check out. It looks like there's differences with setup. There's a number of different things here, okay? But that's good. I like that they did that because a lot of people are going to be coming into this with some prior Zombicide experience, and that might help them just kind of quickly see what the differences are, okay? Here's our setup, the game overview, where you've got the player phase, the zombie phase, and the end phase, okay? Where you play over a series of rounds, players going, then the zombies going, and then you find out whether you win or lose, all right? And it goes into some of the basics here with the definitions, line of sight, explains the line of sight, which is pretty simple in Zombicide, the movement, the different zones you've got, equipment cards with weapons and ammo and things along those lines, adrenaline, danger level, and skills, okay? This reminds me of, I played the Night of the Living Dead version. I know that they weren't the first to do that, but they kind of had this kind of a situation where it was color coded. That's kind of that is a Zombicide thing, and we've got our plastic player boards. The first time I remember seeing those wasn't Black Plague, but that may not have been the first time that they appeared in a Zombicide game. They're very handy, and it's going into more and more detail on what you can do on your turn, your actions, how to activate the zombies, and what they do when you spawn them and how you spawn them. The combat, which is going to be a big part of the game. Equipment traits. Additional game modes. Abomination Fest. Dark zones. Companions. Ultra red mode. So there's a lot of different ways you can play. And then here we've got the missions here. This is the tutorial. Zombicide Life. Y Zone. 24 Hours of Zombie City. So all different types of scenarios that are going to change up the gameplay. There's a whole lot of them here. Let's see how many missions there are. Looks like there are 25 missions. Is that right? It looks like 25 missions. Okay. And then some glossary type information here along with a summary. All right. Minis. We'll look at those in a moment. Make sure there's nothing hiding in these little spacers here. Sometimes they'll hide dice or something in there, but it doesn't look like they have. So let's look at the cardboard first. Mostly is going to be made up of the tiles that you put together to form the map. But this is good quality cardboard, nice and thick, all right? Dual-sided where it's applicable. So that's good quality cardboard. I'm going to kind of show you. Here we've got some vehicles, all right. Here we've got some of our map tiles, which are going to be double-sided. All right. You can see a whole bunch of different map tiles here. Let's kind of show you those with their different zones and rooms. You can create quite a few varied maps using these tiles. Okay. Place those back from whence they came. And then what most people are going to have a lot of interest in are the minis. Okay, so first of all, let's look at one of these player boards. Okay, so this is kind of your standard player board where you've got your character here. You're going to be able to place your equipment cards face up in or standing them up in there. Your equipment cards or your readied cards here, and trackers along the top and side here, and then at the bottom also it's kind of your sliding tracker. Okay, let's take a look at some of these character cards. Okay, so here we've got Amy, which gives you kind of their special ability there. She's a medic. And then the actions that she'll get unlocked as she moves down that slider. Okay, Doug. I'm just going to kind of show you the front of these so you can kind of see what the characters look like. See some of their skills that they can unlock. All right. Okay. There we go. All right, so there's the characters. We've got a whole lot of these mini cards here. We also have some D6s, just standard. I don't think like we need to undo those. Here's some miniature bases and our little pegs that will actually stick into the player boards there. Perhaps if I put them in the right way. Okay, so you can kind of see how these pegs just slot into the board there. You can see how the character cards slot in there. Although I've got the whole stack of them there, you get the general idea. And then let's look through some of these mini size cards. It's a big deck, so I'm just going to kind of flip through them quickly here. Here we see the police car. Let me switch these around. So, got some red. Let me start those on the other side here. Oh, no, those are also blue on the back. Okay. We've got some R cards. Bag of rice. Canned food. Chainsaw. Machete. I'm dropping things. Molotov. Plenty of bullets. Sniper rifles. Water. All right. And we've also got some other cards here. Some enemies. Walkers. How many you spawn depending on what level you're at on your board. I think it's the person that's farthest along in the team is who you go by. Runners, abominations, walkers, walker rush. So these are basically the enemy cards and how they trigger. Okay? Pardon me. So a whole lot of cards that we, I think, have a pretty good idea on what those are about. You can see that you could stick them up, face up, or I keep saying face up, but standing up in your player board as well. So that's kind of nice. All right. Now let's take a look at some of these minis. All right, because I know that a lot of people are very interested in these. I'm not going to show you every sculpt. We don't have the time. But I'm going to show you some to give you an idea of the representation here. And you can kind of see the level of detail of the sculpts, and if you're a painter, you can kind of get a sense for how you might approach these. Okay. There are obviously a lot of different minis here, a lot of different molds. Come On is relatively well known, I would say, for their miniatures, so how am I going to do this in a way it's not a huge mess? We'll see here. Okay. More minis. And one thing that's nice is that they've started to do this. You see on the side of the box there where it kind of explains what goes where. That was an issue that I had had for quite a while with CMON games, of not really doing a great job of cataloging what goes where, and it would cause me all kinds of anxiety and stress of how do I make sure I put these back. So I would take pictures of everything and meticulously try to, I know that a lot of people, cough, cough, Tom Vassell, will tend to throw out these inserts. And depending on the game, I sometimes do too, but on times when I don't, when I want to keep these plastic inserts, it is nice to know kind of where everything goes. So if you're one of those people, you might also be appreciative of those little diagrams. All right, well, there's a whole lot of stuff in this box, mostly of the miniature variety, as you might expect. And Zombicide is a game that is very well known and established, and this looks like it is, kind of carrying on the tradition of the original Zombicide with some of the tweaks and changes that have come in later editions. That is Zombicide 2nd Edition. Thank you for watching another Dice Tower Daily Unboxing.